My name is Dwayne Walton. I am the executive director of The Point. We've been around for 22 years now. It started off in 2003. The Point started as a grassroots approach to addressing the needs of young people in our community in Parksburg. Parksburg would be one of those areas in Chester County that is underserved, and there's a lot of need, which we have a huge gym, full-size high school gym. We have we're able to feed hundreds of students a day, maybe a little bit over 100. We have unique relationships that can be cultivated in our environment. So for instance, a kid, they'll come and tell you, hey man, I haven't eaten in 2 days at home. And our staff are able to quickly make sure that there's grocery at their door. After we've brought them in using the esports or the recording studio or the different sports, we really want to equip them. So we want to address their felt needs, but also give them a vision of what's possible. And so we've developed academic supports, scholarships to make sure kids who want to go to college or trade school can. But the key to our success really is the staff that we bring around them, many of whom are from the community that they're from. We have a good group of young people who started at The Point, scholarshiped off to college and come back and serve. And so that's been key. Empowering to us means that we need to get these kids and their families to a place where they don't need us. And so how do you do? Well, we want to start young, age 8, second graders. And those students, well, they're looking for safety, they're looking for fun, but they're also looking to learn right from wrong. We break every night for about 30 minutes and we'll share very compelling, interesting messages that's really about developing their understanding of themselves, understanding of expectations that help them to be better people. That's that 2nd to 5th grade. Now, when you get to middle school, we're going to start talking about the importance of academics and figuring out, hey, what are some gifts that I have? And so we have programs developed for that. Our Pathways initiative, we have academic supports. And then in high school, once you get to 11th and 12th grade, you can't come here unless you sign up for our Pathways program. Because at this point, you're supposed to be thinking about what I want to do to make a difference. So we're going to start talking to the kids about what's inside of them. And one of the key things we do is send them abroad or to a different state where they can serve others. And we've taken kids from Coatesville and from Octorara. And initially, we've been going with sports because they're a very sports-oriented community, but they're struggling big time. And when our kids that have been told their entire lives that, no, you're poor, you're in need, and when you put your hands out, you put your hands out this way to receive. When they're placed in a position, when they put their hands out to give, you see transformation. We develop a leadership training program for the athletes of Coatesville. Coatesville has some great athletics, and they are the best young men and women to cultivate as leaders so they can show their classmates and those beneath them how to respond to challenges and difficulties. We have about 38 to 40 students as a part of that program. We're also working with some of the students who are struggling. So about 40 of the students that are not making the grade. And so we're taking them through the Restoration Path program that is key to help them to see, hey, what is really keeping me back? So being able to be on campus, support the schools, develop these programs that are directly impacting kids that have a lot of potential to lead and those who need support. That's what you guys have enabled us to do. Our campuses need that. So you guys have allowed us to be where the students are and supportive, and also think about the administration, think about the teachers. Mm-hmm. It really makes a difference for them. They have advocates from the community that's alongside them and supporting them. So we can break mindsets by placing our kids in a position to serve. And so that's the ultimate way we kind of get them see the transformations, putting them in a position where they're out of their element, but they're there to give back.
So I am Jordan Kranz, and I'm the Executive Director of the Bridge Academy and Community Center.
Well, I'm Autumn Butler. I'm the Family Resource Coordinator.
We have been located here in Coatesville for over 20 years, and I've been able to be the director since 2008, but served since 2003. So it's home to me, it's home to so many of our families, but what we do here at the Bridge is build relationships, lifelong relationships, and then we're providing tools that are necessary for our students and our families to be able to succeed academically, build life skills, grow with their creative expression, and in that we've even included mental health and just growing holistically. We have adult programs. We have a mom's club group that's been meeting for years, and we've built relationships with families over the years, and realizing that there's trust here, that there is a sense of safety. So we've been able to utilize funds to be able to connect the adults especially, but also working backwards with our students as well. But we started out with the idea of these adults are here, they're experiencing trauma, they're often not able to overcome crises, to be able to keep and sustain jobs and overcome housing insecurity and food insecurity. And so going to the root really of things, going to the root of what is it like to overcome crises, to remain hopeful in the midst of different trauma and things that are going on, and to be able to build a safe and stable home environment for your families and for your kids.
We were doing a great job with the kids, right? And giving them a safe space here. They come, they're having fun, they know they feel loved and everything, but they were going back home and the situations weren't changed there. So they were going from safety to sometimes really unsafe situations. So we needed to bridge that gap of how do we give them what we have here in the building with us for these few hours to what they're experiencing at home. And so we started going in to the homes and saying, what is it that you need?
It's, as Frederick Douglass says, it's easier to build strong children than repair broken men. So really, the Seed and Scale initiative has allowed us to really focus on how do we build strong children and strong adults. And that comes with a lot of the social emotional learning, a lot of learning how to walk through conflict and crises, and how to build strong work ethic, which often starts with them trusting and having a relationship to know that they can do that.
I know what it is to get sucked into that vacuum of depression and fear and anxiety, and you just can't see the way out, and it can be right in front of you. But if we can come alongside you and say, oh, but let us help you. Let us walk you to that door. Let us walk you to this place. Let us drive you to this organization because they can help you get this part of it, because they're only seeing everything that's screaming at them right in front of them. Where we can see the whole picture, they can only see that.
That's where, again, the more that we've engaged with adults, we've learned that, hey, they have this safe space here, and they might be interested in receiving counseling, but there's always that, it's such a barrier to get there. So how can we bridge the gap? Just like we're bridging the gap with the schools oftentimes, how can we bridge the gap with the mental health supports? And so that's where it's like, oh, okay, a person that they see as safe therapist can come to the bridge, and they can have groups here, and it can just start, it kind of eases the way into it, and it takes away the stigma of this
They went to therapy.
Yeah. So we had 350 kindergarten through 12th grade students receiving programs throughout the last year, and over 90 women have been part of the Moms Club or the mental health groups and home wellness groups. Whenever we have our family nights, we're having over 120 men, women, kids, grandparents, aunts, uncles, everyone that comes through. And during our distributions, we've been able to serve over 1,200 individuals through providing food, diapers, book tags, cleaning supplies. We've heard so many, and even like all summer, when are we going back out to the camp to have family nights? And so we've just incorporated as many family opportunities as we can, because again, the students want that, the adults want that, and it's a way to just bridge the gap even between our parents and our young generation that sometimes is so difficult to maneuver and walk through.
Well, my name is Samira Rigag. I'm the executive director at the CYWA. I'm always said that the products of the CYWA. I start as a daycare helper, just changing diapers and helping cleaning and just climb up the mountain, and I'm the ED now. CYWA is known by the housing. They come nothing. They don't have anything. The first day you have to buy them clothes or buy them food, or even like with the drug and alcohol, we have to go and pick them up. Sometimes it's 4 hours drive. And the food distribution, of course, anybody can. We're welcoming anybody. We don't ask for income. We don't ask for address. We don't ask for anything. Anybody can come. And, after the hours, actually, like it's 12 to 2, but after the 2, we open the door for everybody. Anybody can come and shop. Anything left over. We help, like the food distribution, between 200 and 300 a week we serve. And the door, we have an open door policy. The CYWA actually helped me as a person, as a community resident. They helped me. I didn't speak any English, and they gave me a job. They believed on me the first day they saw me.
I'm Debbie Bookman. I'm the program director here at the CYWA. I have actually been affiliated with the CYWA since 2008. Just visually, the feeling that you get when you walk in here, you feel that warmth. You feel like, okay, they can help me. On a daily basis, we may have 20 people, and 20 may sound little, but they have big problems. And when they come through our doors Monday through Sunday, it's not just that 9 to 5. When I take the facts out that you're on the street, you're still a person. I've spoken to a woman that was homeless and she was in the drug and alcohol program. She was an esthetician. And so I think that it is incumbent on us to still elevate her, to make her feel that she is viable, that this isn't the end, that there is some form of hope, whatever that may be. But we're gonna walk together. I'm not leading her. This journey is a together journey. Some of them has mental health issues. And again, we have a licensed therapist that has been very generous with her time, and she'll come and, she'll just help us in any way that she can. This grant has allowed us to be able to provide funding for that. If we don't help them, who's gonna help them? Let's give them a chance. And from that grant, they've just risen.
Hi, my name is Tom Engel. This is my wife, Lynn. We started Max's Kicks for Kids in 2019 in honor of our son, Max, who passed away. And he loved sneakers, so we knew we wanted to give back some way to the community because in his role as a probation officer, he gave back.
Yeah, Max was a probation officer in Chester County, and he was actually the first male probation officer in the county's women's reentry program. He had a very soft heart. He had a special soft spot for the underdog. When Max died, there was a woman that came through the receiving line at the funeral, and she said to us, she was on his caseload, he was supervising her, and she said to us, I'm sad that I'm not going to have Max to help me, but I'm sad for all the other people that won't have Max to help them.
We work through other nonprofits to, their caseworkers will identify kids in need, and they will give us the size of the shoe, the color preference, and the style preference of the shoe. And then we'll get a spreadsheet, and then we will head off to the outlets, and we will individually I'll usually take the boy, she takes the girl, up and down the line of either Adidas or Nike store, picking out shoes for the kids. Then we bring them all back in the car, sometimes 100 pairs of shoes in the car, and then we'll deliver them to the caseworker.
We want them to have the same shoes that our kids wanted, that our grandkids want.
It's really more than a pair of shoes. It's the kids who want to just fit in, and when they're in school, they want to have the same kind of shoes their peers have. So when they do get a pair of shoes that their parents can't afford, it builds their confidence and gives them that, we call it the little jump in their step.
We started with back to school in 2019 and gave them, I think, 42 pairs of shoes. And now we're up to, we did 1,000 pairs last year.
We were buying all these shoes, and this man came up to me and said, what are you doing? And we said, well, we told him the story of why we gave shoes and how kids can't afford it. And he goes, I was that kid. I was the one that, my mom took me to the store and I thought I had Nikes, and then I got to school and there were 4 stripes on them, and the kids started picking on him for not having the brand name shoe. So that's why we do focus on the brand name shoe, just to help the confidence of the kids. The parents who are struggling to get by, struggling to make, rent, food on the table, and shoes often come secondhand. You know, they're not the forefront. So for us to be able to provide a new brand name pair of shoes to a kid, the parent really gets relief from that as well. And the Seed and Scale has allowed us to match the grant, the money that we're receiving in foundations by doing the match. We're going to be able to duplicate this year what we did with the original $10,000 grant to CYWA, and we've even expanded it past that into what's the name of the other?
Home of the Sparrow, Coatesville Youth Initiative.
So they're going to get about 50 pairs of shoes to their graduates.
But with CYI, we are going to take their 40 kids this summer on a bus to the store and give them a budget amount, and they get to pick out their own shoes.
And they've picked out the shoe, so they're going to have even a little more ownership and pride in what they're wearing, rather than just what we gave them.
Really, that is the basis of why we're doing this, because we know you have seen the picture of Max in front of Foot Locker waiting for the latest, and he was in his early 20s and still so excited for those sneakers to drop.